Give me a sec, guys. Sorry. I wanted to hear the end of the song, but I was getting bored. Okay, guys, so we're going to go over the news trade that just happened, and then a couple announcements for the people in the Signal group for you. What is it? What's the name? DFBGXCXBX. On Fridays, man, I barely work. If you want to jump on Monday, I can take a look at it for you. Fridays is just, for me, Fridays is get up, review, and then I'm done for the day. It's my day to relax. I typically don't trade on Fridays, but Monday, if you want to do it, I'm more than happy to jump on and do it for you. It'll give me something to do, because Monday is looking to be, other than scalping, it looks like it might be a flat day. There's not much going on. Let's see. Monday's jack shit going on, actually. So if you can wait till Monday, that's cool. Fridays for me are get in, get out. I'm on every day about this time. I get on about I'm okay. So what I do is I'm on and off, because unless I'm just doing a streaming or an educational request, I jump on and off for news. Let's take a look. See, like right now, this is completely flat. This is what, GBP USD. Might be good for bins. Euro USD is heading downwards. Is what I do on Fridays. I just set alert levels, and that's it. Fibos is a big support and resist system. Are you good with support and resist? Like, how are your support and resist skills? And then, guys in the Signal group, I'll get to you in just a second for what you're getting. 4:15. I'm on normally about an hour ahead of this time. I can bullshit around on Monday till you hop on, and then just save the template for me and shoot it to me. Here. You can email it here. If I could type Ryan@TRADING. Email it to me there. That way I can have it ready for Monday. Fibos system's very good. I mean, it's the support and resist system, and it's kind of how I trade. It's just I don't have those lines on there. Like when I trade Forex, I'm looking for upward moves and then bounces like here. For instance, Fibos system would draw a line straight out from here, then price came down and bounced up. That's an entry back in. I'm not too sure what you mean that about, so don't we have to understand? I'm just asking if you understand support and resist. Okay. Guys, for the news trade, so let's talk about what I announced in the chat room. You all are going to be getting a copy of the EA. Reason being is this trade right here. As you can see, I barely pulled 1.9 pips. This trade took less than a half a second to go all the way through. Cool. As long as you understand it, then you have potential to be able to use this system. If you have, let me go through with my guys real quick, because I dragged them in here for an announcement for the news trading. And if you have any other questions, I'll grab them. Okay, guys, for the signal today, and what we're going to do is, first, let's talk about market conditions. Market conditions are improving. Remember how on the average candle size I had to be above 2, and a lot of times even during markets, everything's starting to be above 2 pips, which is good. That means scalping will come back into effect. Euro looks like trash for some reason, but like it's below 2 pips, but it was doing good. I mean, we're a little bit to the US bell. Everything is slowly starting to always be over 2 pips is what we want to see. The next thing we want to see is these candle timers down here, the Renko timer. I want to see small candles down here. Once that's happening, it's easy, because basically what happens is you can see in this section right here. Let me mark it off for you. This whole section here, these candles down here, less than a minute, up to 3. This is what we're going to be looking for, is nice quick moves in and out like that. So market conditions are improving. I'm actually starting to get happy again. Okay, so scalping will come back into effect, and that means life is easy. Like yesterday, 2 days ago, Euro was performing exactly like it should. So I'm just a little bit leery. I want to make sure everything's good before you jump back into scalping. As for the news trades, you all get a free copy of the EA. The one that I bought that I was going to be using, I got dicked on that one. I paid $3.99 or whatever from it. The problem I had with it is, and I've said it several times already, but I just want to make sure, since I'm giving y'all a copy, not of that EA, I'm giving you a copy of the one that I've worked on and coded. Theirs doesn't let you select pairs. Like, even if you put it on a pair, it won't trade that pair. It had its own little thing where it was deciding which pair it thought was best to trade, which was complete and utter bullshit. And then when I sent an email to them, the first thing they sent me back was that's working as designed and to stick with the EA recommendations. I don't understand why anyone would do something that retarded. And I told them that's not what I want, and it's not how I thought it would be, and I wanted a refund, and they haven't answered me yet. So fuck them. I'm probably out the money, but oh well. So, just so we can see then, so let's get to why am I giving y'all the EA. One, you dealt with a lot of shit, and two, I think if you're running the EA, if you're running the EA on your computer, it's going to work as intended. For instance, and let me change some colors so you can understand. The trade that we had today literally was less than, I would say, half a second long. I don't know if y'all were watching it, but it was so damn fast that even with the EA running, it didn't have enough time network-wise to send out the buy and the sell. Yeah, if you could zip file it, that'd be fine. Otherwise, I don't think you can send it to me, because it has weird files in it. Okay, so here's today. This was my entry here. So I can zoom in on it a little more. Let me load up Snagit. Come on, you little bastard. Load up. There we go. Okay, so this way I can zoom in on it a little more. And camera. This way you could understand the differences. Come on, you wee bastard. And then we'll cover what slippage is, and we'll talk about it. Alright, so, let's see. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Where the hell is zoom? Alright, let me get in here. Okay, so this was my trade. And literally this thing moves so damn fast that we did not have time. Network-wise, it could not keep up. Even if everyone was on fiber, I don't think it could keep up. This was my entry. And this was my exit, which this is how it should work. You're either going to get a loss, a small tiny profit, or it's going to run and you're going to get a nice big profit. The way that it's set up, you should never get a big loss. But because we're sending it, the signal's going out through the internet, and just that, literally, like, let's say you're getting your milliseconds, we burnt through those milliseconds on timing. So this was mine, and I hope Paul doesn't mind if I say it. This was Paul's entry and Paul's exit, because by the time my entry signal got to him, price was down to here. There was some slippage. I had an 8-pip slippage, which did not go out. I'll explain slippage in a minute. My entry should have been actually up here somewhere, but due to slippage, it dropped down to here. But still, I was able to pull out a tiny, tiny, tiny profit, and I didn't get a loss. Even if I would have gotten a loss, it would have been minimal. Because what the idea with news trading is, we either take a tiny loss, a tiny win, or a big win. All those tiny losses will be covered by the big wins. When you pull in 40, 50 pips in one trade, these 1.9 pip loss or a 3 pip loss, the most you should see is about a 6 to 8 pip loss the way it's set up. But because of slippage and the lag going over the internet, we're not seeing that. That's why the EA is y'all's now. Again, on Monday, I'll have a complete write-up and videos to walk you through it. So why am I giving it to you? One, you dealt with the shit in there, and two, I think it's an easy way to make money for y'all. I mean, you can't fucking beat it. It's just be patient and set it up. Now, the EA, just to cover a few short things on it, the EA is completely schedulable. You just go in and schedule. Slippage is the biggest thing you're going to need to worry about, which I'll cover in the book. Slippage is basically what it means. Here, let me go back to this, and I'll show slippage. This is exactly what slippage is. Let me find a little line. So my entry just to show slippage should have been here. When price hit here, it actually was down here because it took from price hitting here to here for my broker to fill the order. So there is a time delay on brokers filling orders. That is what slippage is. Now spread is different. Spread is, well, I've explained spread. Here, let's take a look at that too. So spread's a little bit different. If we go to properties and I show common, we'll go to show ask. So spread's different. If I hit a buy right now, it would open the order down here, or I'm sorry, up here. So if I hit buy, it would open the order at the red line. Price, so that puts me in the negative immediately. Spread's easier to deal with than slippage. The EA does account for slippage. Again, slippage is different because it's the time the order takes to fill from when price hits it to here. Slippage is always going to be there on news. It's just basically on higher volatility. When market orders are used, it's going to take time from price hitting here. So when price hits here, my MT4 says sell, motherfucker. And then it goes to the broker and it says, okay, I sold. But it took from here, let's zoom in quite a bit. This is actually about an 8 pip slip. So from here to here is the time it took from my order to go from me to the broker and get filled. So that's what slippage is. Now in the EA, let me bring it up for you. There's a slip check you can turn to true, and you put in max slippage here. So slippage is going to be something that I'll cover in the book, and it's going to be your preference. If you want to, I typically use a 10 pip slip. If it goes over 10 pips, I do not want to get filled anymore. But I'm going to go over it in the Monday. It'll be in the book and in the videos for you, so you'll know exactly what to do with it. Spread on news, I'm not too worried about. Slippage is something you gotta totally be worried about. I mean, you can do max spread. I would do the same thing but for news releases, I would put it at about 15. Literally, it can jump like that the evening. And I'm also going to show you something to record your trades, because the biggest thing you can do is go back and review them. And you can use VLC, or I'll see if I can find something else that'll let you run forward and backwards. Because if we look, let me get in here. I'm trying to find it real quick. I think it's on this screen. Here it is. I had to go back and do frame by frame, but look what the spread came up to. This was a this was the AUD USD. Right here, 11.9 spread. Now, I would not have seen that 11.9 pip spread with my eye. I had to go frame by frame by frame to find out that spread. The order, you see how the buy was here and price never hit it? What happened up here was I got a 9.8 pip spread that triggered the order, and then down here it got an 11.9 pip spread, and that ended up closing the order. So it's good to record your trades, and again, I'll go over all that and how to do it, because you need to review them, and by reviewing them, you're going to figure out what your settings are. Now, the settings are going to be a little bit different for everyone. What comes into effect here also is your network speed. If you have a slower connection, then you're going to have to give it a little more on these settings, but if you have a nice fast fiber connection, you can be a little more solid on them. The other thing you can do, and I'm not going to get into it, I'm just going to mention it, you can find out like FXCM, you can contact them and say, do you have a VPS that gives me less than, like, say, a 5 millisecond connection? And that will also greatly increase your odds. Not odds, it increases your results with your trades. Because right now we're already looking at, like for me, I'm looking at a 34 millisecond time from me to the broker. 34 milliseconds doesn't sound like much, but with a trade like today's, with this, it would have made a difference. I probably would have pulled out a little more money out of it. So that pretty much sums it up, guys, for what you're going to get. Monday, like I said, you'll get it. The EA, I'll have the complete walkthrough on it. You can schedule events out with it. It's a little bit manual, but basically what you do is you go in and punch in the time. So let's say you have 3 euro trades at different times. You just open up 3 euro charts, punch in the numbers on it. It's about as simple as that. We'll also go over the Renko settings that I use for trades so that you can build your own Renko charts for them. Other than that, are there any questions? I'll probably load up some normal charts. We'll look through them real quick. Let me turn this off. Get back here. Let's go to... Sorry, I'm answering a question real quick. Okay, so the last thing about the EA, it has a ton of settings, so don't be overwhelmed by them. About half of them you won't use. Literally half of them you won't use. Let me get my other charts loaded up here. Template. Build Renko off. And US CAD. Let's close this one. And I need an M9. Sorry, I'm just loading up chart. Oh, I don't want US CAD. Fuck that. I want AUD USD. US CAD's got a shit spread on it. Okay, so if you have any other questions, guys, let me know. I'll load up some charts. We'll take a look at them. But for the guys in the Signal group, again, EA's yours. There'll be a complete walkthrough videos and everything for it for Monday for dealing with all the fun. We'll go over scalping here in a second. What am I doing? Open offline. AUD USD 9 template. And this is the last day I'll probably be using the itchy template, so I saw you're in chat. I'll use it again today. Okay, let's get set up then. Boop, 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 boop. If you were to use this same indicator and trade for binary options, how would you go about doing that, and what time frame expiry? Which indicator? I'm sorry. That's for DFB. Dude, can we come up with a name for you? I'm gonna start calling you Mixelplex. Okay, so where the hell was I? Anton, thank you. The one I used to trade news, you couldn't use that for binary options at all. Give me 1 second. Just trying. Okay, sorry about that. Is there a way we can trade high impact news on BO? You could try. It's hit or miss. I mean, with binary options, I've seen a lot of people try it, but in the long run, what it comes out to is about a 50% or lower win rate. And for instance, let's say the US CAD one that we had done. So let's say you wanted to do let's say you were just doing a 60-second trade on this. So you saw price spike down. This right here, this whole movement took less than half a second. Price was here, it dropped down 31 pips, and it came right back up to here in less than a second. So no, like with binary options, it's difficult. Now for NFP, it's a little bit different because you usually can see a spike and then it'll start moving. That's possible, but it's definitely, I would advise against it. Because like this is untradeable on binary options. It's just a no-no. You couldn't do it. You basically would have 2 reports a month you could trade on binary options. The NFP, and like I couldn't even think of another one really. Because the rest of them move really fast. I mean, they all move really fast, but you have to have something that gives a lasting movement for more than 1 or 2 candles to be able to do it on binary options. Plus, a lot of binary option brokers, they lock you out. Okay, so back to charts. Let's get rid of that big-ass blue box. And guys, if you have questions, we'll go over it. Let's start off with GBP USD. As we can see, summer isn't completely over. This thing is flat as I can't say without being rude. It's flat, but slight downtrend. If we look, I can stretch it, but it's coming into the MA. Now, if we look over here, it still doesn't look that sexy. Give me a sec. Let's do a high price. It actually doesn't look that bad, but and candle size is good, so it might not have been that bad. I might have been mistaken there. That's my bad. Let's look at the candles. What kind of hint do we have? Here was our downwards trend. So we had a peak up. So this would be like a swing high, swing low. Now price is moving up. So if we would have gotten into another trade, say off of this down candle, which I wouldn't have, I would have waited for it to come down to here to create a little bit of a new lower low. You could, but what do we have here? Pattern is breaking down because it's matching up a swing high, swing high. Patterns are matching up. So we know that this is a sit and wait time. It's also the US bell right now, 7 minutes ago. So we know to sit and wait this one out because we no longer have a distinctive up or down pattern. Now, it depends on how you're trading, because if it comes here and then bounces up, you could always take a trade up. For me, that's a little bit risky. Here's Euro. Let's stretch that bitch out. Euro's in a downtrend. Candle sizes, look, like I said, they are improving. These are all above 2. Euro, though, is hit or miss, though. It's been long candles, then it goes to short. This is what we're looking for, though, and it will make trading much easier. This whole section here, look down at how long it's taking each one of these candles to form. Mostly under 1 minute. A few pop into the 5-minute range. This is what we're looking for. And let's look at the trades that were there. Object list. There we go. Control A, delete. So I am kind of excited for next week because I think scalping is going to become viable again. The market conditions have been looking much better. I mean, when we're in the middle of a session and candle sizes are below 2 pips, it's ridiculous. Okay, so price moved up. Our price, price moved down. Price moves up. What do we get? Our pullback. Price moves down. It creates a new lower. And price moves up. It doesn't match this one. So we're still in the game. We got a pattern. So we could get back in right here. Down for whatever your preference is. For me, it's 6 to 10, maybe 12 pips on that one. Really depends. We got to move up and a move down. So you could have got back in here. Then we get a move up and a move down. So where are we now? Let me see something real quick. F7. We're on high. Okay. Let's zoom in a bit. Let me put it on normal candle so you can see. Now we just had the US Open, but let's just stick around a bit. So there's the pattern. We're daily O and recent daily low, so we could do right there. Now, it looks like it's weakening a bit, and we're in about 1, 2, 3 candles late. What I don't like is we had the blip here, shows us weakening, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so do we see, this is a long run, so we might be at the end of the steam here, plus the US Open might push this the other way. But just so you can see, we had down, up, down, up. This up did not go higher than this, so that means we're still in it for down. Comes up, definitely didn't hit over there. Down, up, definitely didn't do it. So down, up, didn't do it, and down. Technically a sound trade, but what worries me is it's US Bell. This is a bad time to get in. I typically wait till about 9 o'clock my time, which is 10. We'll see what happens with it. Most likely it'll probably come up here, stop out. The entry really should have been, right, this candle should have been entry, so we would have had 3 candles green so far. But screwed up late. That's what I mean, you have to watch it. Now, if price came here, hit over here, and started moving up, then we'd be looking for an upward move, but it didn't. It came down. So let's zoom out on that one, and let's look at the rest of the charts while that one dicks around. We'll come back to it if it stops out and check it out. USD JPY. Now, the one thing that's with this one is it's getting big pullbacks, but let's look at it over here. Let me go to these because someone said it's easier. So let's talk about Itchy since I'm using Itchy. It's through the cloud. Cloud is flat. We don't have much momentum here. We have a range with a big spike down. Dangerous here because even if it does breach above here, we don't have much momentum on it to carry it up to here, and if it does, we only have, it's only about a 6 pip run. It's flat. Well, it's not flat, but it doesn't have momentum. Like, here was momentum, here is no momentum. AUD USD, it's bouncing down nicely. What disturbs me, and let's get it set up right, it is set up right, is it's pushing our stop loss every time. But look at the pattern. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. We still haven't broken the pattern. But again, I have the feeling this is at an exhaustion point because of the US Bell. This is why I don't trade US Bell, because we do see a change of sentiment slowly. Let's look at that Euro trade. See how it's bouncing right off? That's what I mean, a change of sentiment. And up to there, so that's a... Now, if we look, why do I think it's bad? Because most likely we're going to get 4 or 5 candles up. That's definitely going to put us in there. Trying to think what else. Now, if we're super aggressive on this, we could have gotten in the first down candle off this. That still would have broken it. It might have been in. It probably would have stopped out there. Is we can see the pullbacks reach hitting. So if it hits it and comes down, we'll see. I'll show you a little trick. Let's zoom in a little. Remember, this was an extremely late entry too. Well, not extremely, since the candles were taking less than a minute to form, but it was a very late entry. This is, again, UJ. No momentum here, so we're not really watching it. AUD USD, I would say wait for a pullback and maybe we'll jump in if it doesn't break anything up above here. Again, I think we're at the end though. I think it's at exhaustion point. Just the way Euro's acting and this one's acting. I could be completely wrong though. It could just start going down and we're all good. Cable is moving up. Let's look at the candles. This is what I mean on change of sentiment about the US. So it's been 43 minutes. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So about the time the US Open, this thing started turning around. It's slow. It's doing it. Same over here. It's doing it. This one isn't doing it as bad though. So we'll see if it drops down again. That might be our baby pullback. I think we're in exhaustion or we're getting a sentiment change, but who knows. So, trading US Bell, bad. You can tell the coffee kicked in compared to this morning's first videos, huh? Ooh, yeah. Exit out of that. Okay, so where were we? We were watching this thing stop out right here, go bye-bye. So this is going to go kapooey here, unless it's extremely lucky, which I doubt it. You never know. Maybe if I say it's going to go kapooey, it won't. Who knows? So let's see. If it drops down, I'll set a stop loss on it. Or I take profit on it. Stop loss is already in. Sorry. Blech. So it did drop a little bit, but we're still back to where I should have been in here. 1, 2, 3. We still would have been in the trade, but we'd been in more profit right now. Right now, you can see what's happening. It's consolidating. Let's look at it over here. It's not, well, it's not really consolidating. It's just doing a little hump. So maybe we will drop. Don't know. Again, I think it is exhaustion, but oh well. These tiny little candle shits piss me off when this happens. Anyway. Let's take a look so we don't miss anything. UJ. AUD USD is still dropping, but it's too late to get in because I don't want to get in and then just get a bump back up. Maybe it's doing the bump back up. Cable. Okay, so if we're doing cable aggressive, let's do an aggressive type. Let's do -1 on the indent. Oops, that's the wrong way. Indent 1. We could do a sell here if we're doing it aggressive. Why? Because we think price is going to come back down to here and then bounce up. We don't know. This is a super aggressive one. You can see how tight the stop loss is on this bitch. It is only about... That's only a 4 pip stop loss. So you better damn hope when you're doing these aggressive trades that it just drops, which quite possibly could not. See? So let's say we lose on this one. That means just stay out. It's not dropping, it's consolidating. What do we have over here? Goal is there. Okay, get that off the damn screen. GBP USD. I'm not going to set it because it might bounce to it real quick. We're still not in the clear. It's still a super tight. But from the pattern we see, it should drop a bit. My spread's shit, so I'm still not even close to anything. La la la. Both of these trades. See how both the trades are kind of stalling out, not doing anything? Candle times are going up. Before, when they're like this is what I'm talking about. We want them nice. The pip size is good, but size is going up. And let's look here. This is the euro one. It's still dicking around. I mean, neither one of them's going into profit. If it drops below here, then we might see a little bit of a rundown. What do we got here? Let's zoom out one so I can see. There's nothing below it, so if we can get below this point, we might have a decent trade for them. And GBP is still dicking. There we go. GBP is dropping. Now, aggressively, I'd say get out here. Because it's the end of the week and that's the weekly low. It might have an issue busting through it. Now, if I was there's several options you could have here. You could do a partial close and let it run. It really depends. Come on, bitchy, drop, drop. This is what I mean, conditions are starting to look better. And we'll say that's close enough, so we close it. Wasn't a big profit, but it's in and out. Let's watch Euro now. Euro did break below. Let's see if it runs. It's a daily low, so don't really care. This is what hopefully we have next week, so I can start scalping. I want to do a couple days of good results without sending them this shit out. Reason being, I don't want anyone to get fucked again on the signals. Now, if I'm not really liking this one, so this is one of those ones where I might exit out early, but we'll see what it does. Why do I have an orange line on there? Did I draw that? Looks like I might have. Yeah, who knows? Something really not. It broke through, and then it looks like it's turning back, but we'll see what it does. If it doesn't push through, I'll take it. I just really don't like the Euro right now. Candle sizes are going fast, so we shouldn't have to wait long to see what's going on. They're less than 1 minute. A couple ago, it was almost 5, so it stalled out on this one with the wick. Here, let me zoom in so you can see. It stalled out on this wick one at about 5 minutes. So you can see this is a slower move down. It's taking a little bit longer. I'm honestly going to close this one if it doesn't drop soon, and it looks like it's going to move up into negative land. Okay, I'm out of that one. I just don't even like it the way it's looking. The candles are pissing me off because we're going slow, fast, slow, fast. So I took that one for tiny, tiny, tiny. USD JPY, remember I said it was no momentum? It did break the highs, and it hit right here where I said it would, and it got rejected. So markets are starting to respond like I think they should. My guessing is working. I guess my guessing is more accurate. AUD USD still dicking around. We had almost a 15-minute candle there while we were screwing off, and it's still moving down. Again, weekly low, daily low, and there's another support. So we'll probably see a little bit of bounce up. We're not touching that one. For cable, we're getting that bounce up. So we got out right on time on that cable. Reason we had too fast and then up. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I guess you could say it's just a feeling that it's slowing down. We could do time over candles, but this doesn't help us much. We could have a double bottom here forming up. We're still not into my comfort zone of trading, which is in about 8 minutes. We have no news today. 8:15 was capacity no, it wasn't. Today is, fuck me, Friday. Yeah, we don't have dick. Wholesale inventory is at 9 USD. That's not going to do a damn thing. It's a light impact news. So basically, that was a shitty 4 pip. See, it's still not quite where I want. I would prefer to have like a minimum of 6 pip, but that's with my spread, so that was actually a 6 pip move. La la la. This was the Euro. I just didn't like it. Again, that's why I exited out of it. It was a whole half a pip plus the spread, so it was what, 1 point, about a 2.5 pip move. That's shit. Let's zoom out one there. Again, I think this is an exhaustion point. That's why I'm just not too thrilled with that one. UJ is dropping. I don't like these because we could get a 50%. Since it's in a range and not a trend, I wouldn't take a bounce back upwards off this or a bounce downwards because it could just be a 3 candle then up. We never know when that range is going to break. This could have been the test, and it drops down like a Fibo move, then it shoots up. When it's flat like this, I don't stick to it. You could probably load up USDJPY, blah, blah, blah. Where are you? How did you end up down there, you little jackass? Yes, I yell at my charts. And see, it doesn't even look that good. This is the 5-minute of UJ over here. If we were taking pullbacks, this one would have been a difficult entry. We would have 1, 2. Yeah, just... Even a pullback trade on this for binary options would have been shit. So let's close it. Let's see. I've had 2 cups of coffee and got a pee. We got 6 minutes till 9. About a 5-minute break. And we will come back. That way I can go tinkle tinkle. This is Friday, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up early. So if you got questions, type them in. Anything, doesn't matter. If you want to know what the weather's like here, I don't care. I'll be right back. Alright, I got to go to the little boy's room. So let's take a look. Why am I still loaded up on news here? Let me load up Argo. Let me just load up the template. Someone sent me a piece of shit indicator to check. Holy hell, it was crap. Alright. Zoom out one. Again, this is a USD JPY. Remember I'd said it's flat, no momentum. It would hit here, and it's stalling. It's already over 5 minutes on the current candle, so it is stalling. We can look, it's just bouncing up and down. We're not even getting a, what did we set at, 3 pip move? It's not even giving us a 3 pip wiggle in 5 minutes. What is this? AUD USD, it's still moving downwards. It's weekly low, daily low. Not touching. We're looking for an upward move a little bit here now. I think it's going to bounce up a little bit. It's not going to bounce up enough to get into a trade, though. Cable. Zoom out a little. Weekly low, daily low. It's too late to jump in. This would have been our jump in point here. And I could suspect, if I had to guess, it'll drop somewhere down to there. That's 16 pips, so that's kind of a big drop. Candle size, again, guys, look at the candle size. These are looking much, much better. I think scalping will be viable next week with real size trades. We'll jump in with small trades and increase them gradually as market conditions maintain stability. Again, here, we're almost at 4 pips across the board. I mean, it's just looking so much better. UJ is looking better on pip size, but not on candle movement. We're still being held by this resist. So all in all, I think till next week is going to be pretty good. As I shouldn't have said that. I probably just jinxed myself. But I mean, AUD USD is our worst looking on candle size. It's barely above 2 pips. But that's where I also think it's stalling out. Because as those pip sizes go smaller, it means that the candle movements haven't been as big, so it's stalling out. Basically, we're probably getting orders accumulating here. Then it might move up and then drop. We don't know. But with the pip size dropping, that's a warning not to jump in right now. And there was our upward move on cable. That was really quick, too. Less than a minute on all those. So we're either going to get upward movement or... That's the swing high. Let's Fibo it so y'all can... Oh, you shit. So if it's upward move, this is 61.8, slightly above. This is the 50. If it hits the 50 and closes above that, then we might have a run up. Otherwise, we could be looking at a pullback and a run down. If you don't know about Fibos, let me know. I'll shoot you some links to review Fibos. It's part of the TA system, though, so you should know it. And if you don't, like I said, let me know. I have a complete Fibo fun factory. It goes pretty in depth. Starts off with basics, and then it goes more in depth. Let's watch this one for a sec so we can understand, since... So like I said, here's 61.8. This would be the pullback and then a move down. In a perfect world. Now, more likely, it'll get up here somewhere, 50, and then we could see a drop down. If it breaches the 50, our last resort is 38.2, but then we're looking at an upward movement. So it hits 61.8. Now we could jump in here for a risky trade down. What's our option, though? It would be only an 8-pip move. See how quick it was, though? Like, I would have had to been not talking and just watching, waiting for that close, and I wasn't, so my bad there. Let's see if it holds. So it did bounce off 61.8. This, I mean, markets they're acting better, more like expected. I mean, at least we got a bounce down. Now, one of two things could be happening here. This could be the movement down, or let's look at the other alternative, what's happening. It could be the movement up. So it hit 61.8, it hit 38.2, and then it's a move up. 38.2 means about a 127, so it would be somewhere there where it moved up to. So it looks like we might be, might be our new A, B, C, and D is right about here. I'll draw a line. You can see what I'm talking about. So I'd expect price to move up to somewhere around there, then stall out. But it looks like we are getting a change of direction. Here, let me change the color on it so it's easier to see where I'm expecting the stall out. And if it does these, that means that, like I said, markets are starting to behave a little better. I like Dodger Blue. For some reason. I don't know. So let me mark it real quick. Let's make it a big ass, and we'll make it, I don't know, let's make it pinky. No, I want pink. Magenta. So that's our A. Now it's hitting the 100 line, which is also, if it hits 100, means we have a range forming. B. And guys, this is what I teach, and so you should be familiar with this. If you're not, let me know. And Monday we can cover Fibos a little more in depth. So it breached through the 100, so we expect to move up to here. That's actually a little low, but let's just move it up a little. So right here, I'd expect price to come around this zone and then drop. If it's doing it, we might have a run upwards. So we have the ABCD as our projected point of reversal. Or exhaustion, if you want to call it that, meaning that it'll hit here and it'll slow down a little bit. Now if we look to the left, what supports that is we do have now a resist here. So that's going to help it out holding there. Again, guys, if you have questions over Fibos, don't be afraid to ask. Okay, so it hit it. Now above it, it might close 161. We will see. This is about 127. The reason I marked it at 127 is because it hit 38.2, and if you use like the Fibonacci ratio, it should hit here, stall out, and drop a little bit. So we see that it is stalling and dropping. Let's see if we get a candle close drop. It's also hitting the cloud, we can see. I don't know if y'all can see the cloud. Basically what we have here is decision-making time. What's price going to do? Now, just because it's on my chart and it's working doesn't mean everyone else in the world is seeing this. This is just what I'm seeing on my chart, so it could completely fail. Remember, guys, just because you see it on your chart doesn't mean everyone else in the world sees it. So this did just happen to work out. It did drop there. Now, if you're being extremely risky, your entry could have been here up to here, but that is only, and that's why I said it's not really worth it. It's only a 7.2 pip move minus a spread. It's a 5 pip move. Now, what I'd be looking for is this big move down here. So let's say, why don't I take these type of trades? Let's take a look. What I'm looking for, and let's get rid of the Fibo line. If we're going to take a trade, we want to make it worth our time. So down here we have a move. It moves up to what? It breaches through 61.8, it hits 50, almost 38.2. But at 50, so that means it's going to come back down to somewhere around here. It went lower than expected, but this means we do have a big enough move that's worth getting into. So let's say we wait till it breaks down to here. That's a 25 pip move. I would have had it marked there, so it's a 19 pip move. That would have been worth it. Where right now we just have a small range. That's what I'm saying. Market conditions are improving, but they're not there. So we have A, B, C. So what do we do next? Let's measure it out again. Why do I have text? No. So next we start over. Here's A, here's B. 38.2. So again, it's either going to stall here on this previous, or we're looking for it to come up to about here again. These moves are too small to get in, but at least the market's doing kind of what we think it is. So there's two things to test. It's going to hit here and bounce down, or it's going to close above it, hit up to here, and then bounce down. Everyone getting the pattern? We have structure to the markets. That's what I'm happy about. Y'all are a boring crowd. No one talks. But you can see how we have structure when, let's see if we can find no structure. which was what we were getting for a lot of the summer. Even here, I mean, we're seeing baby structure. This is all this week it's been improving, so we're not seeing a lack of structure. I mean, this downward move here is a little bit of a mess, but you can still see it down, up, down. We can Fibo that. In my head, I don't have to Fibo it. You have to just start drawing them or use the indicator I gave you. It's the 1, 2, 3 one for the TAP-FX, or for the FX from binary here. Let us throw it on there and see what we see. So let's go back to what I was drawing. Where the hell were we? Okay, so I'm going to remove this. We'll see how it picks it up. See if I can find it. Alright, Lord. Where are you? Yeah, let's just... We'll come back to this. Okay, so it picked up the move here. Here it picked up the A, B, C, and up to D. That's what it's looking at. And now it's not really seeing this. It's a lack of structure. But it did pick up that A, B, C move. And now it's picked up this one. It just switched. A, B. Now see, this one I don't agree with, because if we look, it's the same. So I say this is ranging now. It went up to here, and dropped. This was the 0 point. So now what we're looking at is a bounce up to here. So we're looking at a bounce like to there. Okay, so let's go back to the other template and we will look at it. Indicator list, give me a sec. Delete. Let me save this bitch so I can... Let me put candles on for you. Template, save. No more year crap. And let's go to short. SH, where's SH? Alright. I don't know if you can see the lines real quick, but it's saying here's A, B, C, and it broke down. So right now we're getting a mess. Now where are we? This is GBP USD. Candle size still good. We have it coming up on here. The cloud to our right is turning green a little bit. Well, it's going white. So what we could do on the breach, which it already did breach, is upwards it. Super risky trade here because we're just coming off a big downward move, but we have, here's our low, higher, then low, higher. A little bit of a mess, and this scares me because it evened out here, but we have a potential for a little run up. So you can see how it did a little run up and then died out on us. So let's see, we are on, let's change that to low. Right now we have a stop loss of about 6.6 pips, so our goal would be up here, this swing high. So let's mark it. That's about where our target is for a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So again, markets, this is a risky trade and markets are looking okay. I will probably exit out a little bit early on this one if I see it slowing down or stalling. Come on, if we don't get a green out of this, I close. So if I get a red here, I will just go ahead and close. Or if we hit... Don't go red on me, you little shit. Pop up one more green, I will close you. There we go. So very good. That was close enough for me. Let's see what we got out of that. So it was 5.6 pips. That's not bad. Plus the 2 pip spread, that's 7.6. Things are improving. This was a 6 pip move, 4.3, 5.6 out of it. Things are definitely looking up. It hit our goal. If I would have waited, it hit our goal. I'm still not sure about market conditions, why I exited early. Does everyone, no one's even answered, so I guess I shouldn't even ask, but do y'all see what happened here? We had pattern moving down, and then it switched. Here was a upwards. Now, this didn't tell us anything, to be quite honest. This here didn't tell us anything yet, except for that it might have been a move up and then a move down. So if we would have gotten in here, we would have lost our ass. But then price moved up. We created a new higher high, a swing low, a higher low, and then it double bottomed out right here. So a move upwards. If you don't know what a double bottom is, it's this and this. It's not a pretty one, but it's kind of like a double bottom, and that signifies a run upwards. So once price cleared right here, which I was late on entry again, bullshitting, that was the move up to here. That was our exit. I jumped out early again because still not 100% sure on these markets. But at least this is more exciting than the whole fucking summer. We've done more trades today in half an hour than we have in like a week of summer trading. So I am, you can tell I'm not as grumpy today because this is looking much better. I did jump in on this one if you're watching it for Itchy. We did have a slight white here, which is a green upwards cloud. So everything on the Itchy was confirming yes. We had a cloud breakout, break of previous support, everything added up here. So Itchy's easy to use, guys. If you're, someone did ask me for the Itchy template. I gotta send it to him. Shit. So now what are we waiting on here? That was a pretty big move up, so I'd expect kind of a big pullback. Where's our little line? You son of a bitch, you disappeared on me. This is Euro. Blah. Cable. So what are we expecting? I expect a kind of a pullback here. The worst size pullback I would expect would be down to about here, actually. If it did that, we're in a downtrend. So 50% of that upward move, if it drops back down, we're looking at a downward move again. Here. Alright, so like I said, downward move here, expected. It might just be a small pullback, and then up again. What's our next target? If it starts moving up, would be that previous daily low. It also just happens to be on a swing. And what am I talking about? This right here. Now here was the support, dawdled out. We could go buy here. Again, this is a risky because I think that was a big move, but the candle sizes are nice. Our target's there. That's not a very good risk-reward ratio. So just to show, this is less than 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. This isn't something we normally take, but again, I'm just dicking around today. It's a 5.6. That's less than 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. That's a completely stupid trade. You don't want to do types of trades like that. So we'll see. If it hits anything close to there, we're out. It's a little bit of right here, I would consider like, I guess you could call it congestion zone, where it might have issues pushing through, which is what we're seeing. We have a little bit of a support, a resist there that used to be a support, and pushing through. So we'll see if it pushes through. I'm only going to make a guess on what this one's going to do. After this one, though, I am done. It's Friday. Guys, I'm going to cut this so y'all can review. If you have questions, hit me up now because I am just about done. Like I said, here's our stop loss, so we might get a loss here finally. And we're definitely getting a stall out. It's already over 1 minute. If it pops up above, say, here, well, it already did, so it's getting a... Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm watching average candle sizes, and it's getting bigger than the normal one, so we might have a decision candle forming. It's basically markets are slowing down. If we look over here... Come on, switch, bitch. We got the pan... We got the frying pan forming. Here's the handle, frying pan up, but it closed on us. Alright, well, that sums it up for today, guys. I'll give it 5 minutes if there's any questions, and then I'm out of here. Again, guys, if you're in the Signal group, Monday you will have the full write-up on the EA and a copy of the EA for yourselves. You're going to want to focus in on slippage and spread. That is what's going to do it. I guess let me show you something. What I will need from you for the next 30 days, I'm going to treat it just like the guys that are buying it, is you would go to Open Data folder, and then MQL4 and Files. Inside there, you're going to see this, BSEA ticks. So what do I need to know to help you troubleshoot and dial that in? If we open this little bitch up, here's US CAD from today's the 9th. Shit. Yeah, today's the 9th, so this is the US CAD trade from today. Now, how I'm going to be able to help you out is... shut up. I have to activate it. I can't find my freaking license since I switched over. I wiped my old account. Insert, insert, insert. There we go. Right here, and this is one of the things that I like about the EA, there's our spread for every tick. So this whole column here, this is the spread. And it tells me the time, and I can look and compare it to news and see what your spread did. So this is how we can dial it in, and this is how I was planning on dialing it in, but like I said, I give up. It's moving too fast to go through the Signal system, so you get a copy. So I can see what the spread was doing this whole time for the news release. And we could see, where was it? I saw the spike. This had to have been right around news time. 9.5 pip spread, 7 pip spread, 6.4, 6.5, 8.1. Here we jump up 12.9, 12.3, 10.7. That's what we need to see, because we can figure out what your average spread is, plus your slippage, put that into the EA, and you can have a happy fucking time. And when I say a happy fucking time, I mean it's dialed in, so then you are going to get the small losses, small wins, dud, nothing, and big follow-throughs. That's what we need to dial it in. 29.24. Jesus. Now, the other thing, don't save, is we will have to delete these, though, because these fog... Well, once you're doing it right, you're only going to have a log file that's approximately 20 seconds long. These are 10-minute long log files. I mean, this one was like a 15-minute long. I was just making sure everything was working the way I wanted it. Oh, shit. I needed that one. Let's just restore it. There we go. I need those for the training video. Alright, so any questions? Okay, so guys, I am done. It's Friday. It's time for me to... Actually, I'm probably going to end up working on the training videos for y'all, for the Signal group guys. So I want to get those done and make sure they're ready for Monday. But have a good one all, and I'll see you all probably Sunday. Actually, I might pop on, and if anyone's on, we'll go over the training material. There's no news release Monday, so we don't have a big rush. But enjoy all.